And we are back. It's your boy back again to review game week 6 of the Premier League. I can't believe it's been 6 weekends since the season started. Incredible. But this weekend is the special one. Arsenal's biggest game of the season, the North London derby, Arsenal against Tottenham Hotspurs. You know what? They're supposed to be our biggest rivals, but I grew up not hating them. They were absolutely not even in the picture. Just because I didn't grow up in North London, that's when they really have that rivalry because they can see and touch each other. But for me, I was in Nigeria. There was no beef. They were not winning nothing. They were not rivals. We would beat them every day, every game. I didn't consider them rivals, but now I understand it better. I'm grown up and I understand that I have to hate Tottenham Hotspur. And this is the game that we always want to win. They're coming to our home and we have to smash them. I'm not worried, but I will say this. I'm a little bit more worried than I was last season because last season they were terrible. But this season we have exactly the same points. We've won every game and drawn only one. They also have. So they have a new manager who's, teaching them how to finally play the game in a good way. I must say I haven't watched them this season, but I've been listening to commentary about, the level that they are in and, what we should expect. So I'm expecting a tougher game than it was last season. I think last season we beat them like 3-1. But this season, we are doing well. My boys are on fire. We have Declan Rice, a couple players who haven't really played the North London derby before, like Declan Rice, Raya, who I know is going to start. Havertz hasn't played this one before as well. I think he's going to start. But speaking of the team, let me give you who I would like to start. So in goal, I hope he starts Ramsdale, and my reason being, he knows this league. He's one of those players that the fans will hate, and he can get into the players' heads just because it's Ramsdale and all his antics. It's just something I think that will work in our favor. But then again, Raya is very solid. He's a top goalkeeper. I was watching his interview after the Champions League game where they asked him, what does he think about Ramsdale being benched for him? He said, it's rare for a team to have two top goalies, and then when Ramsdale comes in, he just has to fight for the team. So his head is in a good place, and he's such a solid goalkeeper. So I don't think we can go wrong. But for me, I will start with Ramsdale and go just because he knows this game. He's played it before, and he understands the rivalry, how much we need to win this. And right back, I will start with Ben White because he's incredible. The two center backs, Gabriel and Saliba, not even a question. Gabriel on the left center, Saliba on the right, and Alexander Zinchenko. Honestly, if we had a better option, I reckon if Jurriën Timber didn't get injured, he would be starting in our left back position just because I feel like he's a better defender. If we have any weak link in that team, is Zinchenko, defensively only, because going forward, he's incredible. I think he's such a brilliant player, but I will start with him at left back. We don't even have too many options anyways. So that's my defensive back. And then Declan Rice in the middle. I would start with Declan Rice. Odegaard, obviously, I was captain. And this is the sticky one. I will start with Havertz. I know a lot of Arsenal fans have been calling for him to be dropped for Fabio Vieira, who did very well the last games that he started. But I would start with Havertz just because he's big and strong. And he has a point to prove. And what better game to prove yourself than the North London derby if you're an Arsenal player. This is the game where he needs to take it by the scruff of the neck and go at this Tottenham team and make sure he impresses. I wish he gets his first goal for us in this game, and I want to give him the maximum amount of time for him to do that. So I'll start with Rice, Odegaard, and Havertz in the center midfield. And obviously on the left, I don't know about Martinelli. I thought I was speaking during his press conference today that he was still being assessed. So I don't know if he'll be available to start. But if he's not available to start, I would go with Trossard. But that would be my left winger. And then on the right, obviously, the man who is untouchable for this team, Bukayo Saka. My son, Bukayo Saka on the right, obviously. And up top, not even a question, Gabriel Jesus. Eddie can come off the bench, but we need our strongest players in every single position starting. That is what we need. So that will be my lineup for this North London derby. And yeah, I expect us to come out victorious. And I reckon, I'm saying it now, clip this. I need to find a forfeit. Like if I don't predict correctly, I don't know, I'll do something. But if I'm not a betting man, like I said, but I expect us to win this game. And my money is on Arsenal to get the win. And I predict 3-1 Arsenal. 3-1 Arsenal. I would love a 3-0, but I expect them to get a goal because I think it's a new team and I think the players will be very much up for it to impress their manager and to impress their fans as well. So 3-1 to Arsenal. That is what I predict. I also, let me, okay, no. 3-1 to Arsenal. That is what I predict. And let me review some of the other games because there's some interesting games this weekend. I have to pull out my phone because I don't have the fixtures off the top of my head. But Saturday's games, Crystal Palace versus Fulham, that's a tough one. I don't know who I would want to win. I know Crystal Palace have a couple Nigerian players that are not playing for Nigeria, I must add. Fulham has my boy Iwobi, my Niger boy who's playing for Nigeria. They obviously have, they also have Calvin Bassey, who's also Nigerian. So because of that, I like Crystal Palace though, but I would choose Fulham to win this game. Probably it's going to be tight, maybe like a 2-1 Fulham, 2-1 Fulham or 1-0. 2-1 Fulham or 1-0. Luton versus Wolves. This will be tough because I think Luton, everybody's underrating them. They think they're going to be the worst Premier League team ever in history, but I think they will do well in this game. I think they will do well. I think it's a second home game. Wolves are actually a good team, but they haven't been able to finish their chances. This will be tough. I don't think Luton will lose. I will go for a draw for this one. A score draw. I don't know. Maybe like a 1-1 or 2-2. I'm not sure. Man City, Nottingham Forest. I wish Nottingham would do this, but this is going to be a destruction. I expect Man City to breeze past them. Probably a 4-0. 4-0 to Man City. Brentford, Everton. Everton is just a terrible team, man. They don't even have any cohesion. The coach doesn't seem to know what he's doing. The players seem to not want to play for the team. Yeah, Brentford takes that one easily. Maybe a 2-1 for that one. Burnley, Manchester United. This is the game. This is my most hated team, by the way, Manchester United. I would love for Burnley to win this game, but I think it'll be a draw. I will go for a 1-1 draw. 1-1 draw. Come on. And then for Sunday is the Arsenal versus Tottenham game, which I've already reviewed. And Brighton, Bournemouth. Tough one, but Brighton will win. I think Brighton will beat this game by at least 2 goals. So I'll reckon 2-0 to Brighton. Chelsea, Aston Villa. Chelsea can't seem to find form. They might get this one, though. Aston Villa lost during the midweek, the European game. So I would say Chelsea would... I'll go for another draw. I'll go for another 1-1 draw. 1-1 Chelsea versus Aston Villa. Liverpool, West Ham. Damn. This is a good game. But Liverpool at home is at the Anfield. They always seem to do it. Their 12th man, the Anfield crowd will always push them to victory. So I'll say Liverpool to win this one. 2-0 to Liverpool. And Sheffield United versus Newcastle. Tough. But I'll say Newcastle will win this one. 2-1. 1-2 because Sheffield United at home. Yeah. 2-1 to Newcastle for this one. And there you have it, guys. Those are my predictions and my review of the North London Derby for Game Week 6. I'm very excited for this one, biggest game, and I can't wait to be back to review the game with you guys. And hopefully I'm happy and not down because we cannot lose. We are not losing to this team, not in our house. They haven't beat us in 10 years, by the way. So I expect us to come out victorious in this game, and I'll be back for more. Again, take care and God bless.